Why, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Truly Odd podcast where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I am your host, Joe Garcia. So grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's go ahead and dive right on in, shall we? Starting off with our first game news topic of the day, it looks like we have a new Hellraiser reveal for a video game. I guess it's called Hellraiser Revival, and so this is a interesting. I haven't heard anything about it. Now, I would usually would play the trailer and we'd watch it all together, but this one's kind of like a red band trailer, and YouTube's also been finicky with trailers going and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna talk more about it than I am gonna show much, but I do want to show you guys some images of the trailer if you're interested in seeing it. So here's the Hellraiser images. By the way, have company, so you will be hearing guests and probably someone cussing in the background, so forgive me for that. But let's go ahead and move on right here. So here are some of the images from the trailer. They look pretty interesting. So it looks like it's going to be a first-person shooter-esque type game. I think it's more like Silent Hill-esque kind of gameplay we'll see here. Very interesting visuals, harkening back to the actual movies and stuff like that. So this looks very interesting, and I'm sure that a lot of you that are interested in horror games would be interested in checking this out. Now, me, again, chicken shit, can't do games like this. And like, look at the visuals. Like, look how creepy this looks. It's very Hellraiser-esque, and I think this is a great franchise to turn into a video game because it can have that creepy factor, and there could be a lot of puzzles and stuff like that. So very interesting. And this looks Pinhead just looks so cool. I love the way Pinhead looks here. But let me know what you guys think of this trailer. I will have it all in the description down below if you're interested in checking it out and having more of a breakdown for yourself, or if you want to watch it yourself. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and take a look and let me know what you guys think. I think this trailer looks fun, and honestly, even though I am a chicken shit and I don't play horror games, I might have to check this one out. Let me know what you guys think. Moving on to our next topic of the day, it looks like we got some gameplay for a game called Soulframe, and it was at Tennocon. I don't know what Tennocon is, but it was at Tennocon 2025, and we got an extended gameplay look here. Now, we're not going to watch the entirety of it, but we're going to take a look at some of the visuals and stuff here right now. I'm going to skip ahead because a lot of this is just some gameplay and story. But I did want to show you guys some of the combat and some of the stuff that looks pretty interesting here as far as visuals and stuff like that. Hold on, jumping ahead. Want to make sure we get to the right point. Here we go. I'm curious if there's like a auto lock feature, because I see him fighting or see the combat, and it looks like they're able to lock on. I think it's the black symbol on their heads up here when they're locking on. Hold on, let me rewind this. Like that symbol right there, but it doesn't look like it like initially. Like there's nothing here until like the attack's gonna happen, but now it's visible. So I'm curious what the lock-on combat is here, because it does seem like you need to have a bit of a lock-on feature to really get into this game. Let's go ahead and jump ahead again. Look at some more of the visuals in combat. This looks really cool. I'm loving the graphics. It's really, really awesome graphics here. But I don't know what it is about games like this lately. There was another game we watched the other day that has similar combat-esque, and it just doesn't feel super smooth combat-wise. But maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being a bit finicky. And there's this final battle over here. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. But yeah, I'm liking the way this game is looking, but I don't know. These games aren't just don't seem like they're for me. But I'm curious what you guys think. Is this the type of game you're interested in playing? Oh, here's that battle. Take a look at. So yeah, what are you guys thinking about this gameplay and the way this looks? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I play Souls games and it has a certain like fluidity to the combat and it looks a certain way that I'm used to and I enjoy. Just this one doesn't seem to have that, and it's throwing me off a bit when I watch these combat stuff, and it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. I don't know. Very picky about my combat, I guess you could say. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the some of this gameplay. I'll have the full gameplay for the 30 minutes in the link down below if you want to check out the entirety of it. But I think this looks very interesting, cool concept. But again, I would need to see a little more from the gameplay to really just want to purchase this game. Right now, it's not a game that I'd be purchasing at the moment. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Moving on to our next game news topic of the day. It looks like we are going to be getting a Battlefield Battlefield trailer dropping on July 24th. This comes to us from Game Informer. It looks like right now Battlefield has a YouTube video up. If you press play, it's right now going to be premiering in 42 hours. So there's getting people excited for the game. It seems like July 24th is just a day for a lot of releases and a lot of drops. We're going to get Fantastic Four. We're going to be getting the final episodes of Sandman. We're going to be getting a Battlefield drop, and I think we're also going to be getting the new Avatar trailer drop on that day, if I'm not mistaken. So just a lot of things coming to us for this. But if you're interested in checking out Battlefield 6, oh, forgive me, I clicked away. If you're interested in checking out Battlefield 6, I'll have this article in the link down below so you can get more details. But yeah, we will be finally getting our trailer coming to us on uh, on this Thursday. So this Thursday is going to be very interesting. I'm going to have to talk about this trailer. I'm going to have to talk about other trailers and then hopefully some more Sandman that night. And also finally checking out Fantastic Four, and hopefully I can bring you guys a nice review for that at the end of the day, so we can talk more about it. I'm gonna also start. I know this is a complete side note. I'll probably, you know what, I'll talk about that when we get to the movie news topics. But I'm very excited for Battlefield. Battlefield's probably my favorite shooter franchise. I was a little disappointed with Battlefield 2042, only because it just wasn't everything that I had hoped and wanted. I kind of wanted a campaign and things like that, but they focused strictly on, you know, just the gameplay aspect of things, which I totally understand, but I was hoping for a little more. And hopefully with this game we'll get a little more, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not gonna have my hopes up for a campaign story. I'm gonna assume it's all online based, but again, I'm very excited. I love Battlefield, so hopefully it turns out really well. And moving on to our next topic of the day. It looks like the studio that brought us Until Dawn and has brought us some of the what are those games called? The Little Nightmares games. Have just recently announced that they're going to be doing layoffs. The studio is called Supermassive Games, has announced some layoffs and also a delay to the Directive 8020 game that they are currently working on. You check here this IGN article. So it looks like they've laid off about 90 employees. They currently had about right here 350 employed by them in 2023. So they got rid of quite a bit of people under them, and which is going to cause a delay for a game like the Directive 8020. I said 2080 or 8020. Yeah, 8020. And if you don't know what the Directive 8020 is, that's the game with this one right here. This game, if you haven't seen, it looks pretty interesting. This game and all the visuals and stuff like that. I'm loving the actress. I love her. She's a great actress. She did good in the 007 movie, and I can't wait to check out this game. It does seem to be horror S based, which is typical for the studio that brought us Until Dawn and Little Nightmares. So that's going to be interesting with all that going on there. But yeah, more layoffs in the game industry. The game industry is just riddled with layoffs this year. It's crazy what's been going on. 4,000 at Microsoft. We got 990 here. We had like 300 at some other company. My company, fucking half of them went under. So just a lot of layoffs this year. It's really sad, and the industry is pretty struggling right now. So hopefully everyone's doing all right. I'm trying to get by as we can, but really sad to see this happen. And I think it is kind of for the benefit of the games, because having too many people in the pot is also bad, because the studios need to maintain a home and maintain their structure, and they kind of ruin it by bringing in too many people for certain projects. But let me know what you guys think about what's going on in the game industry right now. Moving on to our final video game news topic of the day, and we're just go ahead and running right through these today, guys. But our final game news topic of the day is we have a update for the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. I am so excited for this damn remake. I've been waiting for it since they initially announced it back in 2021. If I'm not mistaken, back in 2021 they were going to do an initial release and it was ready to go. It was like towards the end of 2020, and then they pulled it off the market right before it was going to be released in 2021. So I'm curious what the problem with the game was, but we finally got a bit of an update. They are currently working on it, and we have a possible release date for the game, which is going to be March 31st, 2026. So they have an additional 5 years of working on this game. So I'm hoping that it turns out to be phenomenal. Now, the initial release, if you look here at these graphics, they weren't the worst, but they weren't the best either, especially for a franchise of this caliber. But then again, it was a remake, so I'm sure that they didn't put their all into it. But whatever this game turned out to be was very unsatisfying for the studio, for them to initially just drop it right before it was about to be released, which is wild. And I've honestly never heard of that. Uh, it's we're coming up on years of a bunch of new stuff happening with Concord being dropped and stuff like that. Prince of Persia right before its release getting dropped and pushed. But after 5 years of long waiting, and I've been trying to keep track of this ever since then because I was ready to purchase this damn game. But now we're gonna finally be getting it, hopefully next year in March, and hopefully it turns out really well. I'm looking forward to seeing if they release some gameplay, maybe during the Game Awards this year or next year or whatever. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with this game. Initially, I believe the studio that was working on this game got shut down, and they probably moved it over to a new team. So I'm curious what team is currently working on this. I'm sure it's a team that hopefully loves the Prince of Persia franchise, and they're hoping to renew it and get things up and going. And if you guys didn't know, Prince of Persia was going to be their Assassin's Creed. It was Assassin's Creed was supposed to be a Prince of Persia game, but they made it its own thing. And so, what a great thing that they did there with that franchise until they knocked it into the ground, in my opinion. So hopefully they're able to revitalize the Prince of Persia franchise with the remake of Sands of Time. But let me know what you guys think of this in the comments down below. Are you hoping Prince of Persia Sands of Time finally comes with a good remake, and are you hoping more of a retelling with the same gameplay style, or do you want a whole new vamping from the ground up for this game? Let me know what you guys think. Moving on to our movie news topics of the day, because that does it for our game news topics. So the first thing I wanted to mention, which I brought up earlier, is I'm gonna start doing reviews separately because I feel like they deserve their own videos and stuff like that. So what my hope is when I watch a movie that Thursday night, I'll come home and do a recording for you guys and let you know my review, a little bit of a breakdown on it. And if you guys want spoiler reviews, maybe we can start doing that a little later. But let me know what you guys think if you are even interested in that. But starting off with our first topic of the day, we're going to be talking about this box office. Now, I know it's Tuesday. I missed yesterday because I had to drive down to visit with my grandparents, but let's go ahead and break down what this past weekend's box office was. And our top five movies at the box office were Superman at number one, grossing $58.4 million, followed by Jurassic World Rebirth at number two with $23.7 million. I Know What You Did Last Summer, doing pretty well on its opening with 12.7 million at number three spot. The Smurfs, probably a disappointment for Paramount, but coming in at $11 million for the Smurfs movie at number four. And in fifth place, F1 the movie, coming in with $9.8 million. Let's go ahead and break down something a little further As far as the Superman movie, worldwide is currently sitting at $409 million. Now, the international box office kind of takes a little longer than the domestic one to update, so this could be a little updated, but 409 million in its second weekend of release worldwide is phenomenal. Now, I'm not sure which markets it's opened up in, but I think this is really good. I'm sure the studio can be happy. And in just to let you guys know that already with 409 million, it surpassed a lot of the DC movies. I think it surpassed the Flash's box office. I think it surpassed Black Adam's box office and a couple other DC movies. Still hasn't caught up to the original Man of Steel movie, which again didn't have a lot of baggage of having a whole bad universe ahead of it like this movie had. So what a great job. But let's see if it can catch up to Man of Steel. And if you guys are curious, Man of Steel, let me pull that up. Man of Steel is currently sitting at, bring this up for you guys, $670 million worldwide. Now, mind you, this was in 2013, so adjusting for inflation would be a little bit more than this, but let's just go based off what it is because, we just have to do what the box office is because it's going to constantly be changing. But I think domestically right now, it's not too far behind. Domestically, Man of Steel was at $291 million, and Superman is currently at 236. So I'm thinking by the end of next week it'll catch up to Man of Steel. Let me see. It needs another 50. So maybe in 2 weeks it'll catch up to Man of Steel, depending on how it does this week at the box office. And I know it's broken a lot of week records for 2025. Weekly day releases, not weekly. Where is it? Daily releases. I think it had one of the biggest Wednesdays, Tuesdays, and Mondays of the year. So what a great job for them. I'm sure they're celebrating over there, but we'll see where it ends up at the box office for Man of Steel. Now, Jurassic World Rebirth is currently sitting worldwide at $650 million. I'm rounding up, but congratulations to them. I think this is a success, even though this is a horrible movie. So we will definitely most likely be getting another Jurassic World movie. And one of the ones I'm mostly interested in is I Know What You Did Last Summer, because I believe this had like a $10 million budget, if not less than that, or something really ridiculous small budget. So great job. They've basically made a lot of their money back with the worldwide thing of 24 million. This will probably end up finishing its run at the $100 million mark worldwide, probably. So I think they're going to be happy with that number, especially with such a low budget for the film. So we'll hand, and they kind of tease a sequel at the end of that. So hopefully we get a tease for, or we get another movie. The Smurfs. I don't know what the budget of this was, but I don't think they're very happy with an $11 million opening weekend. And one of the more important ones is F1 because we kind of want that sequel. Currently sitting worldwide at almost 463 million. Yeah, it'll probably by the end of its run just be shy of the $600 million mark. It looks like it might have just uh it might get to $530 million actually. So we'll have to wait and see again. I don't know what the international box office is going to do with this because they tend to like F1 more than we do over here in the US. So let me know what you guys think of the numbers here for the box office, and what are you guys hoping to see in further box office releases? And are you hoping for the success of Man of Steel or Superman? I think it's doing phenomenal. Moving on to our next movie news topic, we have the second trailer to Predator Badlands. Hold on one second, guys. I want to make sure I bring this up for you. There it is. Okay. So we have our second trailers to the Predator Badlands movie, and this trailer was freaking awesome. Now, I'm overly excited for the Predator movie. I'm a huge fan of the Predator franchise. We've had some good films, we've had some horrible films, so it's great to see something come in and see a director come in and really take hold of this franchise and really bring it to what it deserves to be. But let's take a look at some of the imagery from the trailer, starting here with Elle Fanning, who looks really cool and creepy with this Wailing Yutani logo in her eyes. I'm loving that they're merging the Alien and Predator franchises. Hopefully we'll be able to get another AVP or something even cooler down the line with this franchise. Got another look at our Predator here, who's going to be our main character. And in the trailer, we catch him speaking a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of speaking, but it's gonna be pretty interesting. The interactions between him and El Fanning. We have him here picking her up. She seems to be a Wayland Utani robot, which is obvious from the previous picture, but the trailer is a bit confusing because I think there might be two of her because we see later on she has like purple hair and she has her full body. So I'm curious if there's gonna be two versions of her or if it's just the one and we're just seeing them later on in the video. So I guess they team up here. He straps her to her back so they can probably work together. And we have a look at our new main monster here, which looks very creepy and very interesting. Now, I'm not sure if this is true, but there are rumors that they're showing us fake CGI because that's probably going to be an alien queen. I don't think they would do that necessarily. I don't think they would show us that in the trailer. If that was the case, I would assume that they would kind of hide it from what the main predator he's hunting on the planet is. But this trailer looks very awesome. I'll have everything in the description down below, so please guys take a look at this trailer and let me know what you guys think because I am loving it so far and I cannot wait for the release of this movie. It's probably one of my most anticipated movies of the year, honestly. Moving on to our next movie news topic of the day. It looks like the Mortal Kombat 2 Red Band trailer has broken some records, reaching about 107 million views in its first 24 hours of release. Just for some comparisons here, we have in this article that the previous Mortal Kombat release broke some records as well, with reaching at about where was it here? Was it on the second part of the other? I think it was the second part of this article. Yeah, right here, back in 2021, the Red Band trailer cleared 116 million views in its first week, besting the 4 day traffic for Logan and Deadpool. But it looks like here this has done it in the first 24 hours, which is really wild to think about that 107 million views have happened in 24 hours when the previous movie was only 116 million in a week. So really great for them. I'm sure they're celebrating and happy for that. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate to box office, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I was going to point this out as well. Just so you know that the original Mortal Kombat, this one was I think it opened both at domestically and on home release at the same time. I think it was during that COVID time right here in April 2021. So hopefully this time we get to see a bigger box office boom for this type of movie. Now the first one wasn't the best Mortal Kombat movie, but I did like aspects of it, and hopefully this movie really shines and really improves on some of the faults that the previous movie had. But let me know what you guys think of it reaching this milestone. Are you excited to check out the Mortal Kombat 2 movie? Moving on to our next movie news topic of the day. It looks like Demon Slayer has been released in Japan. The Infinity Castle movie, or the start of the Infinity Castle trilogy, has started in Japan, and it looks like it is smashing records at the Japanese box office. We have here a little bit of a breakdown of what we're seeing for the Japanese box office on its Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. In Japan, there were 3.8 million people at the box office, bringing in 5.52 billion yen, which equates to $37.5 million in the U.S. And then on Monday, Monday was a local holiday, and it brought in 5.1 million moviegoers, and it brought in 7.3 billion yen, which is equivalent to $49.6 million US, which is phenomenal. It is doing ridiculous numbers out there for this movie. I'm sure it's already made its budget back, if not more so. So yeah, what a great job for them. We're gonna keep an eye out to see what the box office is gonna look like on Box Office Mojo when that's released. But it is also being reported. Not the reporting for international box office takes a lot longer than domestically, only because it's not tracked the same. So we're gonna have to wait and see what the release of that is looking like. So this will be released in the U.S. coming, I believe, in August or in September, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's coming to North America on September 12th. So if you're excited to check this out, be on the lookout. We'll finally get our version on the 12th, and hopefully we can track its box office and see how it's doing. Even though in Japan it's already done phenomenally, and I'm sure it's already made its budget back. And moving on to our last movie news topic of the day, just going through these guys. But our last topic of the day is it looks like Michael B. Jordan is currently in the middle of remaking the Thomas Crown Affair, and sadly, we're going to have to see a replacement for Taylor Russell. If you don't know who Taylor Russell is, she was in what's that movie called? The Escape Room and stuff like that. So she will no longer be starring in Long Saw due to creative differences, but they are bringing in a phenomenal replacement in Adria Arjona. Forgive me if I'm saying her name wrong, but very very beautiful actress, and she's done phenomenal roles. Her performances are always good. She always brings it. So we're gonna be getting a replacement for her, and I think hopefully this turns out to be really well done. There's rumors that she's going to be. There's rumors and fan casting of her being Wonder Woman. Now James Gunn has not confirmed nor denied any of this, but most likely they haven't done the casting of Wonder Woman because they haven't finished the script. Once James Gunn has a script on hand, he'll probably see what is needed for this role as far as a Wonder Woman character is concerned, and then do the casting from there. But I would think she would do amazing as Wonder Woman, and it makes sense why fans are casting her. She's a phenomenal actress, and she could really bulk up and do really well for that role. So hopefully we end up seeing her there. But as far as seeing her in the Thomas Crown Affair, I think this is a good replacement for Taylor Russell, and I have no complaints there. And hopefully she does phenomenal work, and I'm sure she'll be have great chemistry with Michael B. Jordan. He's a phenomenal actor as well. Really excited to see what they end up doing with the remake of A Thomas Crown Affair. I'm hoping they go more with the Rene Russo version and the Pierce Brosnan version as opposed to the Steve McQueen version. I watched the Steve McQueen version and I was pretty bored watching it. Now, mind you, that movie was back in '68, so it might not just be to my standards as far as what I'm used to since I grew up in the '90s and 2000s with flashy stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. And always, guys, remember, stay true, be odd.